This slow rhythmic practice increases the control and the speed of learning your notes. So, you should also, the other thing is you should take care to play in this method legato with a lot of arm weight. Some students will come in and they'll play kind of a leggero da, 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 in the rhythms. That won't be as effective as if they just played it. Even if the score is marked staccato, go ahead and play legato for now to get those notes into your fingers. And so this will give you, the changing rhythms will give you mindful, brain-engaged, and productive rehearsals. And I have some rhythms down here that are suggested. You might have eighth notes or 16th notes, and so the LS, long, short, short, long. You would go through, play one time on short, long, short, and then the next time repetition, play short, long. Okay, triplets, we'll demonstrate those in a while. You might go long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, or next permutation, short, long in your triplets. And another, and that's kind of hard actually because it displaces the accent and puts it right in the middle of the triplet. And then you have short, short, long. Likewise, not quite as hard, but can be. Again, keeping your brain fresh. Then you have 4/16. Long, short, 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 long, short, short, short. Or then this one's hard. Short, long, short, 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 long, short, short. Because again, you're displacing the accent, the downbeat of each grouping of 4. Or short, short, long, that also, same thing. And then the final one, not quite as hard, 3 shorts and a long. Then I had some students, they've actually made up new methods, new rhythms. And that's what I encourage you to do too, to help you just devise new ways of practicing. I want to move to the organ console. Josh Coble is going to help me here. We are going to just show you a technique called backwards practice. Now I know some of you, I've heard this a lot. My teacher taught me how to backwards practice, and we started on this line, and then we went up to the 3rd line, and then we started, and that's not the kind of backwards practice I'm talking about. This backwards practice, you can learn a trio sonata page of music in 45 minutes to an hour up to tempo. Okay? That's efficient practice. Now, the next day, of course, you're going to come back to that page and you won't get it at the up to tempo part, but you can start not as slowly as you had started the first day and start a little under where you ended and build it up again. And it should be there. And eventually, again, you're creating a habit. We are always using the same fingerings. And what Josh is going to, you've got the sample on your page. It's on the first sample. It's the wedge, the prelude. And we are going to start at 40 to the 8th note. Oh my gosh, that's slow. 40 to the 8th. Okay, now do you see it says start and that's the last 8th note. That's where he's going to start. And let me get them, and I'm doing it with a metronome. Now I have done it without metronomes, but when we're building tempo and learning notes at the same time, hands and feet will be in. Everything. Okay, so here's 40. 8th note. Good. And, well, that was hard. I'm going to move it to 42. Now he's going to back up to beat 3. Great. Let's do this next one, Josh, in long short. Excellent. Let's do the next one in short long. In the and of 1, back, that's where we've gotten to. You decide what you want to do it on. Self-efficacy. Very good. We're at the downbeat of measure 16. at the end of 3 on measure 15, and he's going to do a rhythm of his choice. Great. That's wonderful. Measure 15, beat 3. Again, rhythm of his choice. And of 2, measure 15. Beat 2, measure 15. That's great. If you should stumble on a note, don't worry. If you started at the end of your trouble spot, or if you started at the end of a page and worked it all the way to the beginning of the page, as you would do in learning in this backwards practice, you'll have plenty of repetitions to fix that note, and you will remember and come back and fix it the next time through. So don't stop, even though you perceived you made an error, okay? All right, now where did we stop? The end of 1, I think so? Good, and measure 15, the downbeat, any rhythm you like. Good. And this time, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually did not move the metronome up because I thought, I heard a couple little stumbles, so I kept it. And you have to know when to move the metronome up. It's your own inner knowledge of when you want to push the metronome up. Don't be afraid to. Push yourself. Let it help you be pushed. But if you feel like it's kind of gotten too fast, maybe too quickly, you could even back it down a little bit. You don't just keep pushing it further until it's just a mess. So keep it within your realm of control. By the way, let's do a few more. I won't tell you how far we've gotten. We're on the and of 3 on measure 14. Very good. Beat 3, measure 14. Very fine. And the end of 2, measure 14 in a rhythm. Let's see, okay? Very good. Beat 2. And the end of 1 in a rhythm, maybe? Okay. Good. And the last time through, at your choice. Excellent. Now, do you know where he ended? We started at 40 at the 8th note, and we ended up at 72. That was in what, about 5 minutes? That was only 3 measures, obviously, but I don't know, what's your final tempo on this? Do you remember? Yeah. Anyway, but so if you can it's like a bit like watching grass grow. I know it's not. But if you're fully engaged into it, it's not boring at all. It's not a spectator sport. Okay. Now there's another technique that we have, and that is called inside-out practice. And this is good for learning. You can learn a page of notes, but it's really good for trouble spots. Learning trouble spots. You find the nastiest, bracketed off. You bracketed off all your trouble spots, and then you start in the middle of that trouble spot. Okay, and that's inside. We're going to, if you look at your example, it's the second one. And I have a horizontal line drawn between 115 and 118 with these things. Somebody said to me, what are those Ks? Those are not Ks, those are arrows. And those are the vertical lines to which we're starting at measure 17. We're starting 116 measure beat 3 and going up to beat 2 in measure 117. So we're starting there, and we're going to back up and go 1 beat outside each time. Okay, so here we go. We're starting at 80 to the 16th. Good. And let's move on to beat 2 of 116, going through up to beat 3 of 117. Good. Now, by way of to speed things up, let's just say we fast forwarded and he had reached a certain tempo where he could go into eighth notes. And now he's going to change it into one of those rhythms, long, short, 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 long, short, or short, short, long. Let's do the long, short, short first. And these are now going to be, I'm at 84, and it's an eighth note now. Da, da, da. That's a little fast. That's a little. Da, 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 dee, da, da, da. Is that too fast? Good. Downbeat of 116 up to the downbeat of 118. Long, short, short. Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, the third beat of 115, moving through to beat 2 of 118. And let's do short, long, short, short, long, the hard one. Good. And beat 2, your choice. Yeah, let's do a rhythm. Maybe you know what, not your choice. Let's do the short, short, long. Short, da, dee. Very good. And now your choice. Good. And the final one, your choice again. Very good. And so we got up to, in eighth notes, to 72. So you can really push the music and learn that trio sonata very quickly. Don't take 3 or 4 weeks to learn it. Okay. Then we have slow to fast practice, and Christopher and I have talked about this. This is sort of our we fall back on this one a lot. Because you can really build tempo from the beginning of the page to the end of the page. But you have to start really slowly. And so we're going to start on measure 119 at 88 to the 8th note. 16th, sorry, 88 to the 16th. Good. And we'll do another repetition in a rhythm, I guess. Okay, your choice. Oh, that's right, that's right. We're waiting. We're waiting to go into that. We talked about this, going into the wormhole and coming out at a faster tempo. We haven't gotten to the wormhole yet. Soon. Okay. Okay, you got the idea. I'm going to move us up into about 116. We're still at the 16th. But once we hit 120, then we can go back to 8th notes by dividing, 3 into that. So you're going to be able to go to 40 to the 8th note. But right now we're going to say 116, even notes. Keep moving. Very good. Very good. He said, keep moving, as his pedal slightly. My foot hath surely slipped. Okay, so now we are at 120, but I'm going to move the metronome down to 40, and those are going to be 8th notes now, and he's going to put it into some rhythms for practice. Excellent, okay. Moving it up, change the rhythm. Okay, and again at another rhythm. Very good. So we've gone to 44, whereas we started at 72. What did we 88 for the 16th? So we've moved up. Actually, it doesn't sound like, but it will be if you keep pushing through. You can build it up, and that you haven't been on the bench that long, so maybe that was like 5 minutes. It's pretty fast. So thank you. That's great. Appreciate it.